I have a question for you. Do you really feel that your voice is important to how society develops? That your vote really makes a difference in politics? Maybe not. I certainly don't. In fact, I think our time is better spent on technological innovation than political agitation. And I'm here today to tell you about 3 movements within technology that you can be part of that can radically change the world in the next 5 years. More so than any president of any country can. But first, let's see how this has happened before. For 100 years, scientists tried to stop overpopulation by getting politicians to make new laws. Then, in the 1960s, the population growth rate turned around. Did some politician finally forbid us to make more babies? No, but the pill became widely available in the Western world. Had these scientists stopped lobbying government and spent more time developing the pill, they could have stopped worrying much earlier. To the left here are the people we usually think of as being very important. But democracy produces the kind of leaders that the majority wants. So even the person on top does not dare implement a policy that most people do not support. After all, this is what democracy is all about. On the right side of this slide, we have individuals who truly made a global impact using technology. For instance, Steve Jobs made smartphones popular, and many credit smartphones for playing an important role in the Arabian Spring. These guys needed no majority consent to do crazy world-changing stuff. So now, I'll tell you about 3 new technologies with huge political impact. For the first one, let me ask you, when was the last time we saw a major innovation in political systems? I think it was with the invention of the modern democracy, with the founding of the United States. This is 300 years ago. Imagine if you drove a car from 300 years ago. Then you would be driving a horse. Innovation in any field requires experimentation. So if we want to find better political systems, we need space to experiment in. All land is taken by existing countries, but 70% of the surface of the earth is water. Seasteading is the technology that will allow us to move civilization onto the ocean. People are already living weeks on end on cruise ships. With this technology, we can build 100 new countries at sea. In this room, there are probably already 600 ideas for how to run a country. Someone wants to try a corporate model where shareholders try to maximize profits. Another wants to try a direct democracy with all decisions taken in online polls. The key is, those countries that do best will attract more citizens and grow, serving as inspiration for the rest of the world. And this is not just a crazy idea. It's about to happen. So this ship is being rented out to entrepreneurs who want to do business and live in international waters. So imagine if all the money going into lobbyism and political campaigns in the last 10 years had been spent instead on creating new countries at sea. We might have discovered democracy 2.0 or something even better. So that was my first technology. For the second, meet Pradeep from India, who makes a living by selling flutes in the street. He has no papers because registering a business would cost him half a year of income. But he sets up shop anyway, because that's what he has to do to feed his family. In fact, this is how half of the entire population of the world makes a living, without papers or legal permits. But without a bank account, Pradeep must do all his trades meeting his customers face to face and trading cash. And this is not enough to pay for schooling of his children. But what if cash could be sent over the internet? What if Pradeep could sell his flutes not just locally, but globally? Bitcoin is an open source cash currency for the internet. Bitcoin is decentralized, so unlike with bank accounts, there are no requirements for you to get a Bitcoin account. And sending and receiving Bitcoins worldwide has practically no fees whatsoever. Unlike with PayPal or Western Union, where especially small payments can get very expensive, making them unsuitable for developing markets. Bitcoin is its own currency, so it's being traded at exchanges where one Bitcoin right now costs $11. And this map shows just a small share of Bitcoin users. In this network, Pradeep can now sell his flutes to a global market. All he needs to do is go to an internet cafe, open a Bitcoin account, and accept payments. This will allow him to pay for schooling of his children. And if he had been required to set up a bank account and register a business, he would never have come that far. So imagine the progress Bitcoin can bring to the developing world as everyone gets the opportunity to sell globally, brought to them by innovation instead of agitation. So that was my second technology. And I'll tell you about the third one now. This is Emma. Emma is born with a rare disease that means as she grows, she continuously needs new prosthetics to use her arms. Normally, this would be way too expensive for her family. But with 3D printing physical objects instead of just letters on paper, Emma can have new sizes printed cheaply as she grows. And this is happening right now. Recently, a guy made the news because he had printed part of a gun. As 3D printers become cheaper and cheaper, soon everyone will be able to download a file and print a gun in their own home. On the other hand, printing meat for human consumption using cells instead of printing with ink or plastic have also had investments. This will do immensely more for animal liberation than animal rights groups ever have. And moving production right into people's homes will be an incredible democratization of production that not even Karl Marx could have dreamed of. He likes that. But interestingly, it'll be the result of everything he fought against. Companies and individuals acting in their own self-interest with strong profit motives, not through revolutionary politics, but innovation instead of agitation. So these were my 3 favorite technologies, but there are many others. And I'll leave you with this well-known saying: politics is the art of the possible. On the other hand, technology can be defined as the tools and knowledge that makes the impossible become possible. And sometimes I just can't sleep because I can't wait to be living on a seastead, paying my rent in bitcoins, and having a 3D printed steak for dinner. I don't know your dreams, but I urge you to consider that whether it will be politics or technology that will get you there and make your vision come true. Thanks.